Religious freedom is the first freedom because you can't have freedom without virtue. And those who are supposed to call us into virtue are not government officials, but the mediating institutions that exist outside of the government, families, churches. And it also recognizes the concept of religious freedom itself, recognizes there are limits to government, that there is a higher duty that we owe to a creator, and that creator in and of himself puts limits on the role of government. And so I think that's why it's so important that we recognize that yes, we have the right to explore the meaning of life, to peacefully live consistent with the answers that we find, and by its very nature, that produces good citizens.
I think that in addition to that fantastic statement, freedom of religion is the most important freedom because it connects to the most important thing. It connects to the divine. And so for believers, if God is real, if God exists, then our ability to connect to God, to worship God, is the most important thing about us, and therefore it's the most important freedom.
It reflects the fact that everyone is ultimately religious. Everyone has a conviction about who we are, about why we're here, about what the good life is. So freedom of religion often is seen as the pet topic for the religious, the Christian, but it is so much wider than that because it extends to anyone who wants to be able to freely express their views about what they believe deeply. And it's inherently a Christian concept. It's developed in the West through the nations that have been deeply influenced by Christianity because we believe in the Imago Dei, the image of God that is in every human being that gives them inherent dignity. And the idea is that if we compel people to believe things, if we impose upon their consciences, that does a great injustice to the image of God in them. And so it's important not just for those who say they have beliefs, but also for the rest of society as well.
I think in your answer to that initial question, you raised something that I think is important, which is that all of us, if we're thoughtful and reflective human beings, and that's most of us, will at some stage want to explore the big questions. Who am I? Is there any significance in my life? Do I mean anything? What is my purpose? What is the chief end, if you like, of my existence, or is it all pointless? And that means you need to be able to explore those things, including by drawing on the best and the worst thinking out there so that you can form a view of your own and establish your own conscience.
Absolutely, and therefore freedom of religion and then closely associated freedom of speech, it requires the ability to have this free flow of information, to impart information to others, and that's very much part of the Christian tradition to make disciples of all nations, to be Christ's witnesses, but also then to receive information, to have access to that information in the pursuit of truth ultimately, and what is the meaning of life.